I don't know how much skill is technically involved in Uno.
A lot of
You
skill.
I am the best at Uno.
You might be able to kick my butt.
No, I'll kick
in
your
Uno.
butt in Exploding Kittens.
Probably.
Yeah, I would kick your butt in Exploding Kittens.
But let me kick your butt in Killer Bunnies instead of Exploding Kittens. Simmer down. On your 613, we did not get to doing this yesterday. So, instead of like doing it live and making it take more time, you can choose different colors if you want, but you might confuse yourself. All of this vocab is in your math notes. However, that would take you looking at your math notes, which some of you seem like you're allergic to. So, what we're going to write down right now, or just use highlighters to kind of color code, is an example of what's a coefficient, what's a variable, what separates terms. We need to share our highlighters. What up, man?
I put the alleys in the wrong
Okay. I'm not even sure what I mean by that. So give me a second. Yeah, but I mean, I probably know what it is.
I'll shred that.
I mean, it's on all my sub-plans, because it's my Worthington. I just used my Worthington info for it, because I figured that'd be easy again.
Okay, sweet. Thanks.
Yep. I didn't need to keep, I mean, it's math, right? It's not like it's my bank account. I did take your advice and just started, I haven't done a password manager yet, but I've done like just sentences or phrases.
Yeah.
Most of them involve our dogs. So, a coefficient. What if I don't pardon the interruption? A coefficient is the multiplier to a variable. So if you would like to write that down, but it's also the same thing that's in your notes. It is the multiplier to a variable. So guys, be careful. If you write the 4x over here, like the 4 is not the variable. The 4 is the coefficient. The variable is x or x squared or y or z or k or f or b or like
a letter.
Oh yeah, or not even a letter. It could be a symbol of a flower, right? Like these stupid puzzle things that float around the internet that are like, what's the value of one boot? When they've been showing you like a pair of boots, and the trick is a pair of boots is worth 10, so one boot is worth 5. Like they do stupid stuff like that. A constant. Something that does not change. Essentially, not a variable. Right? Variable means it can vary. It can change. Constant, the opposite. It does not change. So plus 7, minus 7, plus 3.125, like whatever number doesn't have a variable is a constant. And we want to put all constants that we can together. Terms are split by a plus or a minus, right? Not, be careful, not a negative, like on a negative number. That will not split up terms. What I mean is the arithmetic of 4x plus 3x. That plus tells me 4x squared and 3x are two separate terms. Then minus, now I could write that as plus negative 7, right? We could write that as plus negative. But that makes us have how many terms up here? How many terms does this have? 1, 2, 3. So then you should write that down as an example. Bryson, focus.
Stealing my highlighters.
I was not doing that.
No, they were.
Do we need a seating chart? Are we old enough to sort out whose highlighters and who can use? And like, are there highlighters sitting on the desk for everyone to share if they want?
Yes.
So do I need to be stopping class to take care of this? Yeah. It's all just like take care of ourselves. Why do you care about this stuff? Well, on the back of your paper, there's a question that asks you all about this. So if you want to take a moment to look at the back of your paper and see if you now understand that problem better, you can do that right now. I used a paintbrush. I was getting all creative this morning to cover up my stuff that I didn't want you to see. What does it mean when we get asked about factors? What are factors, Caden?
So, like, say you have 10 is 2 times 5, 2 and 5.
2 and 5 multiplying to make 10 means that 2 and 5 are your factors. What does it mean when we get asked about a product? What is a product, Zach? Yeah, the answer to the multiplication. Yeah, so a product is things that are multiplying, the answer that we get, because they produce, right? What about a quotient? Ren? Yeah, you guys, sometimes we can't get the answer like the number 5 or the number 10. So the answer is like 3x plus 2. Like, that is an answer. It's not a nice answer, because we don't really know what it is, but 3x plus 2 could be an answer, right? So, yeah, kind of a hint with the expression that you're looking at there. And I don't think there was anything else that was too tricky from the homework. All right. So now I will hand out the next worksheet because I did not want you to have it until we talked about 613. So, and 613 is not due today, right? Hang on to it. We'll check it Monday. You get 2 days. This week was weird because we had a day of math. What? Sweet. Thank you for telling me that you don't need it. Put your name on this, please. Guys, I keep adding papers to the no-name board. And, like, I'll be at home grading. And my wife's like in the other room or upstairs, and I'm like, another no-name! She's like, what? Do these kids not know their name? So, yes, we laugh at you when you don't put your name on your paper. My wife used to teach also, just by the way. Sorry, what was that? Sure. Yeah, you know. I don't care. Maybe until I take those papers and put. Why did you put that away and then close your mind? Don't you think we're going to use it like right now?
Use what?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
I mean, it's like you're just going to have to open that back up and get it back out. So today, notice what's not in your bin. Oh, there's no algebra tiles to play with anymore. I'm not saying that you can't use them anymore. They're there. They're available. But, okay, I forgot yours. Because that high desk always messes with me. Fine, so Liam has his algebra tiles still. But if we get asked to solve these without algebra tiles, I bet we can. I bet we can. So, in 35, it says Jerry and Ken. Go ahead and check out what's on your paper and chat with your teammates. And if you can't figure out what to do based off what we did yesterday, go ahead and grab algebra tiles if you need. Now, I would not trust what they have up here because sometimes what CPM is showing us is having us look for mistakes. So what I put on your paper is a bit safer to look at. So right here, see if you can figure out what to do. If you can't, we can go ahead and grab some algebra tiles and solve it that way. I mean, if you think it would be helpful for me to lay some up here, I can lay some out to represent what we have. It's Friday, I kind of wanted to avoid getting out too much stuff. $3x and a -1, 2x. By the way, guys, I have not graded in a couple days, so I will be catching up over the weekend. If you get to advisory AO and your advisor's bugging you about something that you turned in like Wednesday or yesterday, I haven't graded. Wednesday we had parent forum, and then I had a meeting, and I didn't get home till like 10:30. Last night I had game night, right? I also get busy, which is why when you have a late assignment, I'm just like, it's no big deal. It's late, but it's not a big deal. Because even as you get out into like the world, sometimes like deadlines are flexible, right? And quite frankly, I mean, getting papers graded for you is a high priority for me. Game night's just a little higher. So, yeah. So, if we pulled out Algebra Tiles, which of course I asked you not to, but this is what this would look like, except instead of us saying which mat is bigger, we know they've told us, but I gotta adjust this. What is this missing from the problem that they have? Isaac? The or equal to line, which now this just kind of looks weird, so I'm just gonna grab a different one. So, less than or equal to. Okay, so now what could, if you were using Algebra Tiles, what could we do? Bradley. We got two x's on both sides, so remove those. On your paper, write minus 2x on both sides. So under the 2x and under the 3x. And you guys, you could make a little dotted line down the middle if you want. This keeps us left side, right side. Right, left side, right side, mat A, mat B. So now, what do we have? Like, what do we have left remaining? What's on the left side?
Negative 1 and 1x.
1x and negative 1 is less than or equal to, what do we have on the right side still? 0. Adele, what could we do now? We're trying to isolate that single x. Yeah, trust your gut. Why? So literally what Adele said. Write that. We're going to add 1 to both sides. Guys, y'all are doing algebra. You're algebraticians now. I made that word up. Rin, I immediately felt Rin's disapproval. Like, immediately. So wait, now this made 0 gone. What do we now have? 1x, or we could just say x is less than or equal to 1. And then we can graph it, like we said yesterday. This is balancing an inequality, and more so not balancing, but solving is what we call this. So, make a number line. Draw your boundary point, which is what here? What's the number that matters? 1, right? The number, the constant, the number that matters is 1. Are we allowed to equal 1? Yes. So would this point be open or shaded? Shaded. Would we shade to the left or the right? Left to be less than, right? X is less than. And then put an arrow because it keeps going also. Your work should pretty much look exactly like that. Now for 36A and B, create a number line representation of what they tell you. So x is, I'm not going to read it because I want to make sure that you know how to read it. And then they actually say it in words. Greater than or equal to. Equal to 2. They're going dancing. 2, 2. Get it, 2, 2. Hey, so if you chose to like fight me and not write this down, I'm gonna come around and like right now you're gonna be asked to write that down. So hopefully we actually did that because this is everything we're about to do for a while. Because algebra is like, guys, algebra is huge to your future math skills. -2, like shown, written out on both sides. So we don't write it in words, we normally just write it on paper. So I think we're going to write a little bit cleaner if we hold this up on the desk instead of trying to write our own way. So let's try to get habits that make our work look worse. Right, let's get habits that make our work look better. Right, Val? Aren't we supposed to be doing 36 A and B? So C, you want to write the mathematical inequality that is represented by the number line. So what are they showing? And you can pick whatever variable you want. We don't have to just use x. Yeah, you can say n is less than. I have a paper of yours still, Noah, by the way. If you have time during advisory AO, I still have this paper. I think you asked me to keep it. You're biased? Would somebody like to come up and draw the inequality number line? Actually, I guess I should probably use cards. Liam Slingsby, would you like to come up and draw the number line for A? Annabelle? Whichever you want, honestly, since you're first. Sure. All right, so Soph, come up, pick one. Actually, your card was, you would have gotten picked anyways. It was Nick, and then it was going to be you. So, like, Nick is not here? Yeah. What, so would have definitely got picked. Are you doing A or B? Hey, guys.
B.
Val? It was okay for a couple seconds. Now we're moving on.
B is simpler than A, so I'm going to do B.
So, we're going to have to call your parents. You have a potty now. You ever had that happen? My mom did that once. I said a bad word.
How does soap
Alright, so you're doing A or B? B? Okay, Soap is doing B. Make sure it looks the same as what you drew on your paper. If you didn't draw it yet, do it. If you didn't draw it yet, do it. A, B, and C. A and B, we are drawing the number line, placing the boundary point, shading it or not shading it, and picking a direction to shade. X is greater than or equal to 2. Do we agree?
Yep.
Yes. So that would be for B.
I love graphing inequalities.
Oh, they love you. I spoke with them this morning. They're very fond of you. A. Sorry. Leah, would you like to do A? Bryson? You want to come up and do A?
Okay.
Pass. Isaac? You guess? Thank you. It's very heavy, actually. Like, it's not wood. It's marble. It is heavy. Also, I'm magic. You guys, I don't know if you've ever had a magic math teacher before, but
Yes, my fourth grade math teacher. The best teacher I've ever had. I don't know.
I've got the course. So, what Isaac is showing us... Hey, focus. Refocus. We can't go out unless we can bring it back. Okay? Isaac, what was the number that was important? Was the boundary point shaded or open? Was it left or right shaded? Yeah, because we're less than, we're not allowed to be equal to. Very good work. Make sure you have your negative on that number. That is a trapdoor a lot of middle schoolers like to fall into, is forgetting to put the negative on it.
But I never realized who it was.
Yeah, negative 1.5 is the same as negative 1.5. Yep, totally fine. Okay. On C, I can really just pick a card and have you like say it. Lucy, can you say what C is representing?
Oh, X is equal to or less than 2.
So X is less than or equal to 2. Please make sure that that is what you had for C. C? C, senor, and senoritas.
Oui.
Parlez-vous?
That poster has a bad word on it.
Who what?
That poster has a bad
I know, we've been over that.
Two of them have bad words. The Pythagorean theorem.
On your paper. Hey guys, there is a Desmos activity that I was debating on whether we do or not today, and the reason I haven't brought it up yet is I didn't want to have that motivating you. But if we get done early, we have a Desmos activity that we can do, and or just like a Mark Rober video that we could watch because my other classes are watching it. But I keep having to wait for you, and I will wait for you. No problem. I got plenty of coffee to drink today actually. On your paper, draw these. Draw out these situations like a number line to represent this situation. These make, on your homework, this is still, literally I just had 35, 36, 37. I made this nice today. I mean, really, I made it, last year, but edited for this year. Now, if the inequality doesn't keep going forever, enclose it. Make sure you read carefully in A. Let what you're graphing represent what will get you a ticket. Right? Could get you a ticket. And then Noah, do you have interest in coming up and doing A?
Yes.
Do you have it on your paper?
Yes.
Can I see it? Yes. Because I realized that I should check things before kids come up. Ah, go grab it. Yes. I'm gonna let you watch when Noah does it and really kind of ask him instead of me. Just
Move this up a little bit.
Colin, do you have any interest in doing B? Now, can you spend less than 0? Because if you don't care how long it keeps going forever. So you have to enclose it, right? So, hold on. Now, let's change the color. And now you're grabbing what will get you a ticket, and it'll be a little easier to see. So, what was your important number, Noah?
65.
Was it shaded or unshaded? Why?
Because you can still go the speed limit without getting a ticket.
You can drive 65, and that's allowed. I set my cruise there all the time. Then you can take your foot off the gas and chill a little bit. So, there is actually, and I knew somebody was going to say this, there's actually, now don't think that this is safe, because my friends have gotten a speeding ticket going 4 miles over, but a lot of people will say, oh, my parents say you can go 70 and you still won't get a ticket until higher than that. So some people push it, some people choose to live a little risky. I'm not going to say whether I do or not.
You probably do.
Definitely do.
Look, my car's old. It doesn't go that fast anyways. I think I'm probably the oldest car of any teacher here. It's a 2010. Y'all were being born. Yeah, a lot of you were probably born in 2010. Oh, crap. Sorry. Okay, that's A, right? That's A. Get out of here.
FBI.
So, that's...
You shouldn't worry about the speeding ticket. You should worry about the wheels falling off the car.
What?
My car's not that old. B, Colin, do you want to come graph B for us? All right, Colin's going to graph B. And Caden, do you have any interest in C?
I guess.
So Colin is shading in the money we can spend. So, can you spend $10? Yes. Can you spend $5? Yes. Could you spend -$1? No. Okay, Zach, let's not talk about that, especially since I'm recording. So if you want to make some, if you want to end up in trouble for larceny, that is up to you.
What's that?
This would be shaded though, because could you go to the mall and spend no money? Yeah, that's what I do most of the time. I need clothes. All my clothes need to be nerdy match shirts. And then C, Kate, you want to come do it? Oh, that's not it. Color and then size. Color and size. So just yep. He probably does that. I mean, you can also just use your finger. So the question here that you want to ask yourself right now is, did you shade in the 5? Did you shade in the 7? One of them should be shaded in. Only one. Yeah, only one of them should be shaded. Caden, you want to talk this through?
You can be at least 5, but no more than 7. You have to be less than 7, actually. So you can be 5 or more than 5, all the way up to 7, 6, 11.
Yeah. So since they say less than 7, it's not allowed to be equal. Thank you very much, Caden. Good work. You have the last 5-ish that you can either just work on homework, or if you have yet to see this, we talk a lot about probability.